Well, I would prefer to call her a monster, but that's it.
On May 2012, a 74-year-old woman shot Jonathan Hoffman to death. Incredibly, he managed to call 911 as he was being shot. But more shocking, the woman he identified as the shooter is his own grandmother, Sandra Layne. Jonathan Hoffman was a senior at Farmington Central High School. The teen had been living with his grandparents, Sandra Layne, a retired school teacher, and Fred Layne, in West Bloomfield. His parents, Michael Hoffman and Jennifer Hoffman, who were going through a divorce, had just moved from Michigan to Arizona. Shortly after they all relocated, in 2011, Jonathan's younger sister, Jessica, was diagnosed with a brain tumor. According to Jonathan's dad, her treatment was very time-consuming for the family. Jonathan found himself in a new school, in a new state when all of this happened. He was feeling lonely without his friends back home, and pushed to go back to Michigan. So when his grandmother, Sandra Layne, invited him to live with her until he completed his last year of school, Michael and Jennifer Hoffman agreed.
Sandra Layne was really trying to get me to send him back, and she said she would take good care of him, and she promised she would take good care of him and that he would be happy staying there with his friends and finishing out his last year of high school. And she never ever once told me that there were issues.
When we released John to her, first of all, it was very reluctantly on my part. I never wanted him to leave Arizona. Nobody knows that, but we had a situation with my daughter. She had a brain tumor, and we've had 4 surgeries, and we've been sort of tied up taking care of her, and we still are, and she's doing wonderfully well, thank you very much, under the circumstances. But I thought we should have stayed together as a family. And he thought otherwise. And to some extent, I think John was allowing us to focus our energies exclusively on Jessica.
Nobody would have expected what happened next.
911, what's your emergency?
I've just been
Where? Who?
I've just been shot.
Where are you at? Bloomfield, in what city?
West Bloomfield.
Okay, how did you get shot?
My grandma shot me.
Your grandma and grandpa shot you?
My grandma. I'm gonna die. Help.
Okay, we're gonna stay on the phone with me, okay, sir? I'm gonna get help on the way. I'm gonna get help on the way, okay?
Help.
Where were you shot at? Where are you shot? Your chest?
Yes.
Okay, who are your grandparents still there?
No.
Where did they go?
I don't know.
You don't know where they went. They shot you though, right?
Yes.
Okay, stay on the phone, okay? Okay, I know, we got help on the way. I promised you that, okay?
Did you walk into the loft itself?
Yes, I did.
All right, now you're in the loft.
Yes.
So you walk into the loft, did you have a conversation with him?
Yes.
What kind of conversation did you
It
have?
wasn't a conversation. It was arguing.
What is he saying to you?
Swearing. He's yelling.
Is he telling you he's taking the car?
Yes. And you can't stop him.
Sandra Layne says her grandson, 17-year-old Jonathan, then kicked her in the chest.
Where did he kick you?
Here.
Did he strike you?
In the head.
Sorry?
In the head.
In the head area? And what happens? Tell us what happens when he kicks you, when it strikes you.
I shot the gun.
How many times did you shoot the gun?
I don't know.
What happens when you shoot the gun?
It was a struggle.
What kind of struggle?
He's running after me.
And what are you doing?
I'm running away.
The 75-year-old grandmother, who never even told her husband she bought the gun, says she and Jonathan were just running around the condo, and then she went to the basement to hide.
What are you trying to do?
Get away. Stop him.
So you're trying to get away from him. And why are you trying to get away from him?
Scared.
You're scared. What are you scared about?
He's gonna hurt me.
Layne claimed the self-defense and said she shot him out of fear during a physical altercation. According to her, Jonathan threatened her and asked her $2,000 and the keys of her car. She said her grandson had been using drugs, including synthetic marijuana or K2, and that the fight broke out after the teenager tested positive for synthetic marijuana at a court-ordered probation meeting earlier that day. She said she'd heard of the drug and its influence and was scared for her life. However, the jury didn't believe she acted in self-defense, as there were no signs of Layne being injured by her grandson. More shocking, the recording of the 911 call shows him being shot again while pleading for help.
Sir? Are you there?
Jonathan was shot 6 times, including twice in the back. Layne's husband wasn't at home during the incident, but what he said during his testimony was crucial. According to Fred Layne, his wife asked him to go walk the dog and not to come back until she tells him to.
I was getting tired, and the dog was getting tired.
Okay, all right.
So we watched a basketball game sitting on the grass, and I heard the sirens, the fire department and the police, and I thought to myself, I hope it's not John.
He would later learn it was Jonathan who was dead, killed by his wife with a gun he never knew was even in the house.
Could this all be premeditated?
Count 1, first-degree murder. Guilty of the lesser offense, second-degree murder. Count 2, possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Guilty of possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony.
Layne was convicted of second-degree murder in 2013 and sentenced to 22 years in prison. Our prayers go to the victim, his family, and loved ones. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to this channel.